Hello, how are you guys? Today, we are going to learn how to make a semi-anatomical waistband. Okay? We can use this waistband for skirts or pants. We will only need the circumference measurement, which will be wrapping around the waist plus the measurement of the width. Okay, in this case, if we have a waist measurement of 80 divided by 2 plus 5. In this case, if we want a waistband, this centimeter width would be 7 plus 2 for the seam. 1. To sew the top to assemble and another to plan, which would be 7 plus 2. 9. 9 times 2, 18. So with those two measurements, we're going to make a rectangle of 45 by 18. I will also explain how to take it on the body. So let's go. In this case, for the waist, it will depend on where we want the garment. The skirt will come here and the waistband will be placed here. In this case, we will position the auxiliary guide from the navel down to fingers. Remember that if we want a high waist, it will depend on how high we want the skirt. On this occasion, a low waist from the navel down to fingers. The waist measurement will be taken in a wrapping form. About the guide. We have an elastic band as an example. Waist circumference, 80. This measurement, we are going to break down into two more. 7, as I said before, 7 plus 2, 9. 9 times 2, 18. With this, we would be ready to work on our pattern for the waistband. A rectangle of 45 by 18. Likewise, the width will depend of each person. If you want a width of 5, 6, 7, 8, it will depend the same. We already have the measurements taken. Here we have an example. If you want to see this sheet, you can go to the Telegram channel. I will be uploading these classes there for you to have. And also how to make the pattern, which is what we are going to do now. Before making the pattern, I want to explain to you what tools we are going to use, like a square ruler and a hip curve ruler, among others. So to make the semi-atomic template, we will need a square ruler and a hip curve ruler. If you don't have this rule, which is a hip curve rule known as a Taylor's curve, you can also use a machete rule, also known as a Taylor's curve, which is in the same range of the Taylor's family. Okay, you can find rulers like this, and there are other types of sample rulers that are more economical but do the same job: a saber ruler, Taylor family, or a multi-purpose square ruler. In this ruler, you have the three families of rulers, like the L family, which is a 90-degree square.
French curve set, which is a rule that goes up to 180 degrees or more. And there is also the Taylor's curve set, which has an extended curve, a slight curve. Okay? This helps in drawing the sidelines and more. Previously, I had recorded a video explaining this class, just that I have it like this. You can see them, you can look for them on YouTube. It was 5 years ago. Well, it's almost going to be 6 years since I recorded this class. So today, I want to update this video step by step. So I already explained the materials we are going to use for this class, like a set square. When you use the set square, the set square must have. In that case, if not, you can take a set square and mark with your tape measure as well. The hip curve ruler does not need to have numbers. This can be flat, in wood, in whatever. If you do not have these rulers, you can get them in wood. Don't miss the videos, because I will be giving away these rulers in PDF, so you can download the ruler and have it in paper at home. Then I'll show you how to strengthen that ruler with the material. Having said this, let's begin. To make the semi-anatomical waistband pattern, we will need, look, a paper. It can be cardboard, craft paper, or it can be paper. So what you are going to do is fold your paper in half. We fold our paper because this is going to be line M. Line M is the line you see here, that edge, which is where the waistband will be folded in half. To make this waistband, we are going to make a rectangle of 45 by 18. 45 is the waist divided in two. More 5 and 18, the width of the waistband plus 2 by 2. We will use the edge where we have folded the paper as a margin. As I am going to work with a rectangle of 45 by 18, in this case, I am going to move the ruler up a bit because I will work with theoretical steps. As in this theory, we work with the alphabet. We are going to work in an order like
A, B, C, D, OK.
Then what I do is raise the ruler a little more to be able to start with point ABCD. With a rectangle of 45 by 18 in this way, I advance, mark 45 centimeters. To this point, we will call it point A, and to the other point, to the other corner. This corner, I will call point A, and the other corner, I will call point B. Remember that here we have the waist divided by 2 plus 5, which in this case would be 45 centimeters. Pay close attention because this waistband is simple, super easy. Once I have drawn the horizontal line, we will go down 18 centimeters from point B downwards. 18. Here, I call it a point C. And from point A, I will also go down 18 centimeters. Okay. As I am working with the square, I place the square this way on the edge. From the line there, and I draw the vertical line like this. Now what we are going to do is take this point, which we call C, towards point D. Remember that before starting with this pattern, you must fold your paper in half. So here we have A, B, C, D. 45 rectangle. For 18, when I already have the rectangle of 45 by 18, we are going to set a standard measurement. This measurement, if the person is small, medium, large, or extra large, will work with a standard measurement that we set to 10 centimeters, regardless of the size. Okay? From S to XL, we will place these 10 centimeters from point C to point D. We place 10 centimeters. I will call this point 10 point C. Once we have point 10 point CM, we are going to place what we have from point A to point D, the half. In this case, we have 18. The half of 18 is 9. For example, if you have 20, half would be 10. If you have 15, half would be 7.5. If you have 16, half is 8. In this case, I have 18. Half of 18 is 9 centimeters. From point A, we will go down 9. I will call this point E. From point B, I will also go down 9 centimeters. I will call this point F. Once we have point E and point F, we will need the hip curve ruler. As I mentioned earlier, if you don't have this ruler, you can also use the curve of this set square. Okay, multi-purpose set square. To use the hip curve ruler, we will respect 0.10 centimeters with point E. We will place the most curved part of the ruler on point 10 and the other part on point E. Connect both points and draw. Like this. Once we have drawn that curved line, we remove the ruler. Now, very important guys, as I told you before, you need a square with measurements. If you don't have this square, you will need a measuring tape. Preferably, the measuring tape should have centimeters and not inches. We are going to place the 9 on the line there. And we will start marking like this. 9. 9. Dots close together, okay? We are not going to space the dots too far apart. Let's try to make them continuous, step by step, not too far apart because the waistband will end up wavy with curves. So what we want is for it to come out even, okay? What if I don't have this ruler? We are going to use the measuring tape. The way to use the measuring tape is to place the 9 on the line in the same way.
Okay, and we're going to trace a parallel line. But in this case, it would be a curved line. We will do it the same way. We will mark from the curved line upwards 9 centimeters. There guys, let's try to do it slowly and calmly. We won't go marking separately, skipping around, because the waistband might end up comes out wrong. Okay, so we try to make it as perfect as possible to get a better result. I wanted to update this video almost, boys. Look, the video is going to be 6 years old. Almost 5 years. 4 years ago, I wanted to update it, but I haven't had time. Truly forgive me, because I always wrote in that video, I'll update it soon. I used to say that every year. But right now, I'm taking a little time for you to share my pattern making knowledge and much more. Step by step, we'll be marking in this way. When we have all the points marked, we are going to start our rule again. Why? To go step by step through the edge points. Look like this. There. There, the part here is not so curved. The part here is more straight. So when you are here, do not take the ruler in this way, but turn it to the straighter part of the ruler. Trace. We look closely that from point C to point 10 is almost straight. That's why we use the straightest part of the ruler. When we reach the distance of the point, we turn the ruler and use the curved part here, semi-curve, because the ruler is not. In this way, we almost have the waistband ready. Now, what we are going to do? As I said before, the paper is folded in half. That means this is the half, and in accordance with the half, here we are going to place a point, which represents that edge would be the midpoint M. If we cut the fabric like this, the tip will end up looking like an axe. So what we're going to do is mark from the point inward. We can go in 2, 2.5, up to 3 centimeters. In this case, I will go in 2.5, which is almost always inside. Okay? And we will take this point up to the point. This way we have the semi-anatomical waistband. I hope you liked the video a lot and that it is useful for all of you. I look forward to your comments to see what other videos you want to watch. And don't miss the new content, okay? I will be uploading it soon. But before this video, I also want to explain what
to cut
the waistband before cutting. If you have a lot of experience cutting, you can cut it directly. But if you don't have experience and are beginners, I recommend using 1 or 2 or 3 or more than enough. Let's place one here, almost in the center. Look over here. And we're going to place another one almost at the end. This way, we help ensure that our paper does not move at all. Okay? If you want to place another one, put it over the center of the skin.
Now we are ready.
We can continue cutting our waistband. The next video, guys, the one that follows this, is about how to assemble the waistband step by step. I can use it for both men and women. Remember that this waistband helps ensure that when you make a skirt or pants, there isn't that little gap that always remains. So guys, remember, don't miss the next video because I am going to explain how to assemble it step by step with an updated video with this image quality.
forward
So
with
guys,
these
see you
sets.
in the next video. Having said that, over and out.